I'm CJ Papa. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass calling in the LAPD to break up protests that turned violent between pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian groups at UCLA.
The officers who are now on scene, we are told, in full riot gear, and what they appear to be doing for the moment is separating the two sides who have been engaged in essentially ongoing battles.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Los Angeles. Columbia University's Hamilton Hall back in control of the school, which gave the NYPD the go-ahead to clear out the building. Scores of anti-Israel protesters arrested.
NYPD does not use tear gas. Okay, we use distraction devices.
That's Assistant Commissioner Carlos Nieves. Officials said they used 4 of those devices as they moved in. The cops also clearing out the encampment outside the building. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Well, 4 down, 8 to go. Welcome to the first day of the 5th month of the year 2024. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
What? I'm Lee Barrows.
4 down and 8 to go.
That's too much math for this early in the morning.
First day of the month of the 5th month of 2024. How's that grab you?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, back on this day, way back in the year 1931, guess what happened?
Do tell.
President Herbert Hoover officially dedicated the New York City's Empire State Building. He pressed a little button down there at the White House that turned on the building's lights. That could happen today with no problem.
Okay.
Push a button here and you can make things light up here, there, and everywhere, right?
Right.
I've got a real honest to goodness feeling here. He pushed a little button and somebody had the signal at the Empire State Building to flip the switch and all the lights came on.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Today we take that with a grain of salt that we can control what happens in the rest of the world with just flipping a button or pressing a few keys in here and there. And we can, in a lot of ways.
Sure.
But back then, they barely had lights, number one. Number two, the telephones were not the greatest in the world. Comms were sadly lacking. Probably some of the best radio communications were with my buddies, the ham radio operators. So if you want to meet a few of those hams today, I'll tell you right now, we'll tell you later on too, but beginning at 11 o'clock this morning, running through 6:30 this afternoon, in Richlands at the Piggly Wiggly, they're going to be there with Donnie Cox, the chief meteorologist, the weather dude, over at WCTI. And he's going to be over there helping program for the radios, the NOAA weather radios that you guys buy there. There is a procedure. You can do it yourself. You can do it online. You can go and why do it if you can get to meet Donnie and have him you can have him autograph your radio while you're there.
I'm taking my hat that Brian North autographed and have Donnie autograph the other side.
There you go. That works too.
That's right.
But you could do something like that today and anywhere between 11 and 6:30. I'm sure that they're going to be live on the air at WCTI during some of their newscasts. I'm assuming at noon.
At noon.
Did he say that? I know at 5 and 6.
Yeah, at noon and 5 and 6. Yes.
So
5:30 and 6.
Well, I'll be on the road for part of that time, but I'm going to leave Wilmington hopefully by 4 o'clock. I got a 3 o'clock appointment. Get out of Wilmington at 4 o'clock, and guess what? I don't have to do. I don't have to take Highway 17.
No, you're going to go 40, aren't you?
I'm taking I-40 all the way to Burjaw.
We were discussing this morning, every time you go to Wilmington, it's a day of thunderstorms. And today...
Now you've jinxed me again.
And I'll never forget that one day you went, tornado warnings all around you.
Yeah, and I keep my radio in my Jeep with me so I can listen to it on the NOAA weather radio. I can hear those guys wherever I am. And also
Very smart.
Also, the marine forecast, I've got that available to me in my Jeep. So anyway, fully equipped. Anyway, symbolic gesture. Oh, hey, they actually admitted here. It was a symbolic gesture while the president remained in D.C. Someone else flicked the switches in New York.
There you go.
I knew better than that, and I hadn't even read that.
I don't think we were that advanced back then.
Well, we could have been, but we were not. So that's the way things work. The idea of the Empire State Building is said to have been born of a competition between Walter Chrysler of the Chrysler Corporation and John Jacob Raskob of General Motors to see who could erect the taller building. Chrysler had already begun work on the famous Chrysler Building, the gleaming 1,046-foot skyscraper in Midtown Manhattan. Not to be bested, Raskob assembled a group of well-known investors, including former New York Governor Alfred Smith. The group chose the architecture firm Shreve, Lamb, and Harmon Associates to design the building. The Art Deco plans, said to have been based on, in large part, on the look of a pencil, were also builder-friendly. The entire building up in just over a year. Under budget, $40 million.
Wow.
Well, cheap by today's
Right.
dollars, right? And well ahead of schedule. During certain periods of building, the frame grew an astounding 4.5 stories a week. At the time of its completion, the Empire State Building at 102 stories, 1,250 feet high, 1,454 feet to the top of the lightning rod, by the way, the world's largest skyscraper, tallest. The Depression era construction employed as many as 3,400 workers on any given day. 3,400 workers working on the same project.
Wow, that's a lot of workers.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
hate
lot.
to be those guys down below when the guys up top were saying, headache. You know what that means?
It means Doug,
That
get out
means
of the
they
way.
just drop something and it's on the way down.
Ouch.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Whatever. Yeah, I found it interesting.
Have you ever
stories.
been in the Empire
Nope,
State
I have
Building?
not been by it, but I've not been in it.
My dad took us. We were kids, though. I don't remember much about it, but other than it was tall.
Yeah, well, it's tall. All that stuff up there is tall. It's a mess over in Lenore County yesterday. They had a wreck.
Was it the one with the tractor trailer? Or
Well,
no,
it was a 6-vehicle wreck.
Ooh.
6 vehicles.
Wow, that
And,
does look bad.
Yeah, and it looks kind of nasty. Had some serious injuries involved. 6-vehicle crash happened about 2:30 in the afternoon on US 70, near just outside LaGrange. The highway patrol said the crash happened on the eastbound side of the highway. Lenore County Emergency Services said one of the victims airlifted to ECU Health Medical Center, while 4 others were taken to UNC Lenore Health Care with minor injuries. They do not believe anyone was killed in the crash.
Looks nasty.
What an ugly mess.
My goodness.
What an ugly mess that was.
It was. That truck was like sitting on the top of that car.
Yeah, it was. Well, we got a noisy dog announcing the arrival of another noisy dog.
see what
so
it
we now
is
have 2
now.
noisy dogs
Lucy's here.
and a very quiet granddaughter.
Hey, Allison.
Hey,
She's so cute.
off to work she goes.
Yes.
So anyway, that's one of the stories. Of course, the other big story is come to North Carolina.
Yes, I was so mad when I read that. You saw what I sent you. I was ready
Yeah,
to let's ride.
I thought that most of the stupid people were outside North Carolina. However, I guess we've imported a bunch because if you thought the demonstration at the University of North Carolina campus in Chapel Hill was tense before, you should have been there when the protesters took down the American flag and replaced it with a Palestinian flag. Whoa, hold the horses, stop the presses. Enough is enough. Y'all in trouble now.
I was mad. How
trouble
dare
now.
you take down our American flag?
And then replaced it with a Palestinian flag.
This is the United States of America. UNC, you are a college in North Carolina in the United States of America.
You either deal with it or leave.
That's right.
However, how you got here, there's a 2-way street. You don't like it, get on it, get in the other lane and go the other way.
That's right.
Cops in Chapel Hill moved in force and showed 36 protesters who was actually in charge yesterday, and that would be the police department. The idiots refused orders to disperse, and the police did what they're trained to do. They removed them, and they put those little cute little plastic handcuffs on some of them. That's got to be embarrassing. UNC Interim Chancellor Lee Roberts canceled classes for the rest of Tuesday, and non-mandatory operations were suspended. Emotions were running pretty high. According to university police, protesters attempted to block campus police vehicles by standing in front of them. That's not smart. After the encampment was cleared out, police said protesters pushed officers.
No.
Let me explain something to you. You don't do that.
Beat down.
You're going, it's not going to be pretty.
No.
They pushed the officers while attempting to enter the South Building. That's where the where the boss lies, the chancellor stays. The Palestinian flag was eventually lowered and the American flag raised as officers set up a perimeter around the structure, daring them to come forward, I guess. Protesters chanted, "Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest." Who wrote their lines for them?
What are they protesting? Just exactly, do they know?
Officers were seen using pepper spray at one point. Well, I'd be calling in for more cans, I'm afraid. We're going to need some more of that stuff out here,
I
y'all.
unloaded one once. Yes, the
Just-
whole can.
I've done that too. I didn't use pepper spray. I hated that. That was good old Mason those days.
Yes, it was Mace. Yes.
The scene had died down about 6 o'clock last night. Facilities workers put up extra layers of fencing around the flagpole. The American flag was raised back up the pole about 6:30 p.m. Earlier in the day, protesters were kicked off the campus and made their way to the Orange County Detention Center. They went to the
Very good.
jailhouse. Well, it was a short ride from there to the jail inside. You know, keep it up. Just keep it up. They did that to support those who had already been arrested. Officers from nearby campuses joined UNC's police force for the day. You know,
I was appalled to read that yesterday.
it's kind of disgusting. And you know that happened in North Carolina. We are better.
Yes,
We are better.
I thought so too.
Our schools are better. And those clowns that just want to play like that, no, do that because it's going to be ugly for you. It's going to be really, really ugly.
I guarantee you our legislators are in arms this morning over that. And I guarantee you they're already working on something.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to put up with that.
Yep.
It's just disgusting. Yeah, 1:30, 2 o'clock this morning, our time, it broke loose at UCLA.
Well, I can understand because they know there's no punishment in California for doing whatever they want to do. There's a lot of forgiveness, you know, sit around and sing Kumbaya and do whatever.
Well, they interviewed one student and said, "Oh, we're not worried about it. We'll get right out. You know, they'll arrest us and we'll be out in an hour."
Yeah.
But they were really clashing the two groups, the pro-Palestine and the anti, and they were clashing bad. I mean, they were hitting each other with sticks. They were throwing mace out there, tear gas, firecrackers, busting stuff up. It was a pure riot.
Yeah.
They walked up to one news correspondent and just walked right up to her and sprayed her right directly in the face with pepper.
Police
spray.
did that?
No, the
Protesters?
protesters did.
Oh,
Her security that she had with her had to drag her away. I mean, she doubled over and just went right to the ground, but it was craziness. But UCLA, the Los Angeles Police Department now has moved in, so we'll see what they do. I wouldn't tolerate that.
oh no, no.
Take away their federal funding. Take away and some of these scholarships that these students have.
Oh yeah, well, you know,
Kiss those goodbye.
forget about that.
Yeah.
I forgot where it was. This is a bouncy house, one of those little bouncy
Yes,
houses.
so was a 2-year-old child was in it.
Yeah, and he was killed. Winds picked it up, and
Yes.
I've never liked those things.
Well, you have to really make sure they're anchored well, and if the strong wind comes along,
Well,
those anchors might not help.
I'm not even sure how well you can anchor those things. They've got a lot of wind area, sail area. But it's so sad. They had the kid in there celebrating. Was it a birthday party or something?
I don't remember. Let me see if I can find. I
It's
remember.
3 years old.
Yes.
No, yeah, 2 years old.
Yes.
What a mess. What awful. Okay. Coming up a little bit later this morning at 7:30, it's Wednesday, and it's going to be our weekly Wednesday edition for Dr. Rosemary Stein.
Yes.
She'll be checking in with us about 7:30. Out of the Burlington area. She is, for those, we haven't talked a lot about her. We just put her on the air, but she is a well-renowned pediatrician, family practice. She and her husband, they're in Burlington. They got a huge clientele.
Yes.
Patient list just is from here to there. And it's obviously because they care, and they're not in it for the glory, but they're in there to help kids, not just help kids when they've got physical ailments, but they help them when they've got other emotional situations. Maybe just things are not going so well. They had their hands full during the COVID pandemic because they had kids there, not all of them sick, not even with symptoms, but for other issues related to the COVID outbreak, the mental issues, shall we call it, the stress issues.
Right.
I guess that would be better than mental. But that was a time for them, but they maintain.
I met Dr. Rose back late 2015, early 2016 when she's running for state
school
superintendent.
yeah.
Right. She's a tiny lady.
Yeah.
Fierce voice though.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a tiny lady though.
Yeah, kind of like a.
Yeah, she came to Jacksonville several times and was campaigning, and I really liked her then. I like her now. She's
Got a lot
fierce.
to offer.
Yes, she does. You were talking about the bouncy house.
Yes.
It was a 2-year-old boy died while playing in a bounce house that was swept up by a powerful wind gust in southwestern Arizona.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Multiple children were inside the bouncy house when strong winds blew the inflatable structure airborne and over to a neighboring lot.
Phew.
Phew. I just had a friend text me, and she said whenever they have at a venue, they use the mobile home anchors
Mhm.
on the bouncy house to anchor it down, and as soon as the wind picks up, they shut it down, which is good because
I mean,
it can
so,
be
when-
so dangerous.
we can have gusts of wind here. When it's very quiet, all of a sudden there's a slight change in the temperature, 2 or 3 degree change.
Right.
A cloud comes over, a wind gust will pop up. I've noticed that sitting in my chair in the living area back there. So all of a sudden the trees outside be whipping up. So where did this come from?
Yeah.
2 minutes later, it's all gone.
Well, we've had some mighty fierce thunderstorms come
We
through. In
have.
fact, we're expecting some today, but not severe. But I've seen thunderstorms that have come through and just about take every tree down. We've had some fierce ones.
After Dr. Rose this morning, about 7:45 or so, we're going to have a return visit from Peter Wright. He's
That's
doing
right.
like a monthly visit now instead
Right.
of every week.
Until it opens back
until
up
everything
again.
opens up again with the
Phew, and all the phone
select
calls
your
start.
desires to. I haven't had one lately.
I've had a couple,
Well,
about one a week, and I
Well-
just yell at them, "Quit calling me!"
I got rid of the landline, so I have not had.
Yeah, so they call it on my cell phone.
Well, that's because you had yours listed. Don't tell everybody what my cell phone number is.
It is 265. No, just kidding. I'm not gonna do it.
And what was that name that you don't
No,
know?
it's okay. We're not gonna go there.
Anyway, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back. Well, we can do a little bit of weather when we come back. But first of all, first things we need to know, it is like 4 weeks and a couple of days before hurricane
Here we
season.
go.
Before hurricane season. We'll talk about that right now, but we will in a minute, maybe. Today's severe weather tip, courtesy of John Stars Electric, where you can get help with all of your electrical needs for both residential homes and commercial properties. A question often asked, especially as we approach this dreaded season, including thunderstorms, how can you overcome your fears of severe weather? Well, advanced preparation. Get your stuff together. Build confidence in your abilities. Have dry runs. All the kids, the family, everybody get involved. The neighbors get involved. You could have a neighborhood block party to have let's have a just in case, when do we get the weather alert? Here comes a tornado. There's one on the ground or a tornado watch. What do we do now? Gather 2 or 3 families together in your backyard and say, what next? What should we do in case there is one on the ground?
Oh, it's excellent.
Why not
Excellent
do
advice.
something like that? You can meet some new friends that way too. You should be thinking about where you will take shelter if it all comes to ways to get weather warnings and information. We've talked about, we'll talk about it again before this day's over. All of that can help reduce your fear and stress levels when storms are in your area. Knowing that you have given a lot of thought about safeguarding your family and property and taking the necessary action well in advance provides you and your family with the confidence that you are ready. Riding out the storm is good. Knowing that you are ready for the aftermath is another story. That's when you're going to need the food. Okay, that's one thing. A key to being able to deal with whatever happens, whatever comes your way, can depend on a supply of emergency power as well. We know that power lines can be toppled during storms. They will be during severe storms, not a doubt about it. Luckily, local power companies are dedicated to restoring electrical service as quickly as possible. Sometimes, unfortunately, that can take several days. When planning for emergencies, you can count on the services of John Starrs Electric. They're standing by now to help you plan for power interruptions. Don't wait until the storm is on the way. Whether you're out of power for a day or a week, a Generac standby generator can serve as your security blanket. More than a luxury if emergency medical equipment requires electricity, by the way. Power up your life with a Generac from John Starrs Electric. Call 910-989-1908. Do it today. This is the perfect time of year to take advantage of the professionals. It's all turnkey and worry-free. Great to know that they service what they sell. Again, the number to get you started, 910-989-1908. Don't go away. We'll be right back with your weather forecast.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you at the beginning of the show, one of us is missing today. Kelly is doing the responsible thing. Like the same stuff that she preaches, she really lives by it. She woke up with a sore throat this morning, and it's something that's kind of unusual. And instead of taking chances with both us and her staff at work, she stayed home. Good. I know she's got a lot of work to do, and I know she'll be working from home, but that's the responsible thing to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, you may or may not know that cases of depression and anxiety have been on the rise since 2017. Both adults and young people, even preteens, are experiencing depression today more than ever. This is alarming. It should be alarming to everyone. Perhaps you or someone you know has issues with either depression or anxiety. Wait no longer. Help is only a telephone call away. The staff at Community Prevention Services can help and are eager to do so. They provide quality, confidential counseling for folks from 7 to 100. Call them today, 910-353-0972. Community Prevention Services, located at 918 Henderson Drive. The number again, and do this now. Don't wait until later on, or you can wait till the end of the show. Write the number down now, though, 910-353-0972. Offshore conditions today, you're going to like the next couple of days. Southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. Wave to tail wind, waves out of the south at about 3 feet, 5 seconds apart. Easterly 2 feet at 12 seconds apart later today. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. It could get blustery from time to time as some thunderstorms may come through our area later today. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas around 2 feet. Wave to tail out of the south at about 2 feet at 5 seconds apart. Easterly later on, 1 foot. 1 foot. That's not a wave, that's a swell. 10 seconds apart. Adjacent sounds and rivers, a light chop, patchy fog around dawn tomorrow. Northerly winds on Friday, 5 knots, becoming easterly in the afternoon. Seas around 2 feet. Wave to tail southeasterly at about 1 foot every 5 seconds, and easterly 1 foot at 11 seconds later in the day. Sounds and rivers are flat, increasing to a light chop in the afternoon. Surf temperatures along the Onslow Bay, that's the area between Cape Lookout, the ocean area between Cape Lookout and Cape Fear, 68 degrees and a little change.
Warming.
Offshore, bumping about 70. Grab a few poles and a few Clark spoons and head for the Atlantic. Fresh Spanish Max for dinner tonight.
And today we have a 50% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny with a high near 81, south wind 5 to 8 miles per hour. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 9 p.m. Patchy fog after 3 a.m. Partly cloudy with a low around 61. Thursday, patchy fog before 8 a.m. The day will be mostly sunny with a high near 84. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low around 60. And Friday, sunny with a high near 86.
The Craven County Opioid Epidemic Response Team will host a free and open to the public resource fair and Narcan training next Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Everyone is reacting to the ongoing opioid epidemic these days as the number of overdose deaths continues to rise. No family is safe from the deadly attack we're facing. We can and should continue efforts to make everyone aware of the dangers, and every person of school age should be brought into the loop. Last numbers I had showed 110,000 Americans of all ages had died from drug overdoses in the last annual reporting period, 110,000. That number has been increasing by leaps and bounds for several years. Over an equivalent period from the U.S. involvement in World War II until we were at peace, more than 300,000 American military men and women were killed. At the current rate, overdoses will kill at least that number of Americans in the same period of time, the next 3 years. But trying to educate our youth, primarily of the dangers they face, primarily due to the tons of deadly fentanyl that's coming into this country, primarily across the southern U.S. border with Mexico, that battle is being lost because we're not fighting it. Until the people of this country start making our voices heard by our lawmakers and our judicial system, I'm pretty sure you'll see fewer people living to ripe old ages. This is the demise of America and our way of life. And I see no concerted effort to knock the wind out of the Washington bureaucrats. I see no way of convincing state lawmakers that mandatory, that means without any second guessing, lengthy prison sentences with a true zero tolerance for dope, a mandate prohibiting plea deals for lighter sentences being offered for drug dealers, manufacturers, or traffickers. No deal. The only deal you get is what cellmate you get to choose. Make the cost of doing business so high that it isn't worth their time. As for the border, if this president or any future president cannot come up with a plan to stop it at the border, stop that fentanyl trafficking, then he or she should be held accountable to the people, and we should not have to wait 4 years before that happens. It's time that we demand that our leaders, we don't ask anymore, they work for us. We demand that our leaders put up or shut up and step aside.
All right. Agree.
If you get off the pot, y'all, just get off the pot, not the kind you smoke. Get your butts up and do something and get something done. Put an end to these shenanigans. I'm tired of hearing, oh, these guys are just coming across there. We should allow them into this country. We are here for. No, we're not here for them. And I'm sorry if some of those people who maybe are seeking asylum deserve asylum here. We should just say no up front. Let them prove it. Let them go back to their countries and file and come the legal way, our way, the American way. We're not doing it. We're not holding our elected officials accountable. We've got judicial officials. We've got our government officials. They're standing in the way of stopping this stuff.
Well, I agree.
How many people are going to die?
Yeah,
We got
exactly.
to, the one thing we better be doing, we better be making more body bags. Maybe China will get us some.
Well, how do you feel about this? The Biden administration plans to reclassify and ease restrictions on marijuana. The Biden administration has taken steps to reclassify marijuana. And boy, my computer just jumped.
Well, marijuana it's a substance. It's illegal. I don't care what state in this country just says it's legal. Y'all, guess what? And I'm going to warn you, Marines, one more time. If your sergeants and your higher ups have not told you, you go to another state and you get some dope, some marijuana. You think it's cool and it's legal. And then you come back to this country or this state with it. And then you go aboard the base with it. There goes a career possibility for you.
Well, real quick, it says that they're taking steps to reclassify marijuana from Schedule 1, the most strict classification that includes heroin and LSD, to Schedule 3, a less restrictive category that includes steroids and drugs like Tylenol.
I'm sorry, but drugs like Tylenol?
Yes.
Oh, I'm arresting you for possession of Tylenol. Schedule 3.
Help,
Right.
Dr. Rose, help.
Dr. Rose, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is a sad world. I get to see the parents in there being high when their kids are really sick.
Yeah.
So,
Have you had parents to come to you who were obviously high, bringing their kids to you who were sick?
yes, I do. Sadly enough.
Good
So,
God.
That's
the
crazy.
kids are high because they're smoking.
Secondhand.
I shouldn't laugh. But the kids are smoking secondarily, so the kids are high. You can just see the way that they're acting. They're real mellow, and you talk to them, and it takes a while to process. So because they're in the same environment, the children are having the effects of marijuana as well. And so I just want to tell parents out there that just don't. If you feel like you need to take some pressure off and that the stress is too big, let's hopefully find other ways to do that. If the kids are not doing well, and this is adding to it, and all the information that's out there about how this is not toxic and how it's natural. Opium is natural, but it's not good for you. There are plenty of things out there that are not good for you, but they are natural.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that marijuana is one of them. The marijuana that we have out there today is not the marijuana that the hippies in the 60s and the 70s had. It's up to 10 to 12 times more potent, and it really reduces your your brain abilities.
Yeah.
And if you're taking care of children and raising them, you're just not going to do a good job. And I see it every day.
That's scary. That in itself is just,
Well, Dr. Rose, you were talking about there's a lot of things out there that are being advertised as being good for you, but in general, some of them aren't. What's your thoughts on keto?
Oh, keto?
Keto.
Yeah.
Keto like diet.
Yes, keto diet.
You know, I think that in a short term, it might not be a bad thing. I definitely would not advise that children would do keto diet.
Oh, great.
Please don't, because you need sugar to work the body in the right way. But I think for adults in short bursts of time, that it can be helpful. Just remember, you're breaking down your own proteins. You got to do something about making that you replenish the body. So the keto diet, like I said, in short bursts of time. I'm not a bariatric doctor, so I don't do weight loss. Just being a pediatrician. But just the dynamics of how a keto diet works is not a good thing long term. But for an adult, it can help to lose weight in the short term. Just be very careful, because afterwards you tend to put that weight back on just because you can lose it so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, no for children, may be for adults.
Well, it took me a year and a half and I wasn't even trying to lose. I just, I chose not to eat the same stuff that I used to eat as much as I did. And it took me a year and a half to lose 34 pounds.
That's great. Congratulations. I mean, that's what I tell the patients, that if you're persistent and you feed your body well and you increase your activity, that you will probably lose weight as a kid because your metabolism is high. On the other hand, if you lose it very quickly, you tend to put that weight back on, and you're not going to do it in a healthy way. So you're going to leave your body perhaps scarred in some ways with regards to how it metabolizes.
One of the problems that I had was my belt. I ran out of holes. I ran out of those little loops, and I had to take it to. I actually took it off, and I put a spot on it, and I drilled another hole. Now I got a lot of extra belt.
Which is a
there
good
you
thing.
go. It's a wake-up call sometimes to get us, and we say, this is all going in the wrong direction. But as long as we do something about it, that's the important thing, to take a look at it, step back, say, okay, all is not lost. I can lose this weight, or I can live healthier, and, get to it.
Well, we're the last weeks of the school year. How are we looking? Kids are going to make it till next year? Is it going to be fine? What should parents be doing right now?
Well, spending time with them would be really good. And just remember that kids are not little adults. They're kids, and they need your input even when they're being a little surly and they don't look like they want you. They still need you. That I think that's the most important thing that we can do with our children, is to spend good time with them. But you need to assess, how are they reading? I have a book that I hand out regularly. It's called The Educated Child. Bill Bennett wrote it, and it tells you every year what a child should be doing for each grade. You'll probably be shocked when you read it, because it was written about 20, 25 years ago, maybe. So that it sounds like, oh my gosh, my kid can't do that. So good. Okay, so now you know. And then spend time in the summer making sure that you catch up. It has all the classics in it, what children should know by the time they're done with sixth grade, for example. They should be reading some of the classics like Little Woman and Little Men, and know those and they should know what the Civil War was about, the Independence War. But these are things that we don't spend time with our children. We think that the schools are the ones that are completely responsible for educating our kids, and we don't talk to them. We don't assess how they're doing. And this is a good time to do that, and make it a priority to make sure that your kid has your imprint for the rest of his or her life. You won't be around forever.
I remember, I think I was a freshman, maybe a sophomore in high school. Then we had an assigned reading. It was All Quiet on the Western Front. Did you ever have to read that book?
I did not, but I wish I had a kid.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a movie advertised by the same title among one of those channels that I scanned with several 100,000 of them. But it was an interesting book about World War One, trench fighting, trench warfare. There were so many things in there that I today, well, I said that was about what 60 plus years ago now that I read that book, and there are things in there that are very visual to me today. Putting myself, the guy that wrote, I forgot the guy that wrote it, of all things. It's sort of a hard read. It's a long book, but it's an interesting book. I would think a kid, by the time he's in the 7th grade, 8th grade at the latest, should start reading that book. It may take him the entire year, but it's an interesting book to read. And if they won't.
I remember as a kid, probably about that age, for some reason, I got my hands on Shogun.
Oh yeah,
It was
okay.
a big classic, that in the 70s, and it taught me a lot about the differences between cultures and how we see things versus how, for example, the Japanese see things, and they stay with us. Those words, and I can still close my eyes and see some of the environment that was described.
Right.
You can feed a kid's mind for good, or you can feed it with junk. Make sure that, just like we were talking about the keto diet and what you feed a child and what you feed an adult, that you feed a kid's mind with things that are nutritious to the brain, because they will stay, those words will stay with a kid forever.
That brings to point, and I'll just make two little quick points here. I go to the grocery store because I do a lot of shopping in the grocery stores. And I was looking for this flatbread for hamburger buns, because it's just not so much bun. It's just nice and thin, right? Thin things, they call them, or thin something or another. But I use those when I do hamburgers or do other things like that, right? Cool. I go in there the other day, the same company's got it on the shelf, and I couldn't find the regular. I finally found it somewhere in another store, but the new one says keto by the same company at almost $1.25 a slice.
Cardboard. It's horrible.
God.
Keto. And they charge more for it to take all the good stuff out of it.
That's the truth.
The other thing I found out, just to point out something, not that you should be doing it anyway, those big old bag of tater chips you can get, for like $6, $5.50 for a family size bag.
Half air.
Well, I bought a couple of them, lasted quite a while. The bags were durable. I bought the store brand the last couple of times.
Yes.
They taste the same. The bags come apart. You've got to better take them out right away and put them in one of those 2-gallon Ziploc bags, is all I can tell you.
Wow.
Because that bag will slip and slide. I did not know those bags cost that so much, because you can buy these bags for $3 a bag as opposed to almost $6 a bag for the other.
True.
So the packaging costs as much or more than the product.
You need a food genie.
Jeez, whatever. Anyway, I just got through ranting and raving for today.
Very, very good. Well, I tell parents that when they serve their kids chips as a little bit of a treat, put the chips in a little bowl, and when the bowl is done, you're done.
Yep.
Otherwise, the kid is just going to keep on eating the chips out of the bag, and then the bag will be done.
I have to do that.
The best thing that you can do, probably, so if you don't want to go to that trouble and store all those bags, is to get those boxes of the bags. So you got a little tiny bag with mostly air, 7 chips, 8 chips, or whatever, and you're one and done.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a good method.
All right. Dr. Rose, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see
You guys have a great week.
Yeah, you too.
Pleasure to talk to you.
Yep, we'll see you next week. Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. When we come back, he's back.
He's back.
Peter has arrived. It's not Peter Cottontail, it's Peter Wright. Don't go away. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
WSME.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you.
make great money, and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
The Cub Cadet Ultimate Sales Event is here. Now through May 18th, save on select Cub Cadet lawnmowers, including both gas and battery-powered zero-turns and lawn tractors. The Cub Cadet Ultimate Series, which includes both lap bar and steering wheel models with heavy-duty mowing decks available in a variety of sizes designed to deliver a premium cut. And Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Don't wait. The Ultimate Sales Event ends May 18th. Head to Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and excellent service. Offer valid 4/14/24 through 5/18/24. Participating Cub Cadet dealers and online at Cub Cadet. Prices may vary by retailer, may not be combined with any other discount or offer, does not apply to prior purchases. Other restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, Debbie, we're back, and let's go ahead and take a quick call from Bill. Hey, Bill, we'll get just about a minute or so here before the next break. What's up?
Yes, you were talking about the All Quiet on the Western Front.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was Ernest Hemingway.
Yes, that's.
It was very.
Was it Hemingway?
Yeah. There was a lot of
Neville
there was a lot of
Shute?
similarities between that and the Red Badge of Courage about the Civil War, and how the boy that had joined the army wanted to get a Purple Heart.
Uh-huh.
You know, to go show that he'd been in battle.
Eric?
And he was just waiting to get the wound that would give him the Purple Heart.
Bill.
And he
Hey, Bill.
described all the battles.
Bill, that was not Hemingway. I didn't think it was.
No, it's Eric Maria Maraki.
Remarque.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was the author for All Quiet on the Western Front.
Right.
Who? Hemingway? No, it was written by somebody else. I don't know. I remember reading it was the one I'd gotten was maybe it was edited by Hemingway, but it was said Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah, it actually is written by a guy and who was a German veteran of World War I. So it's written a lot from the German side. I remember that some things that we just didn't pick up on.
He was writing his wife and telling about all the battles,
Mhm.
and he's writing it to say that the war is coming to an end.
Yeah.
And as he was writing his letter, he got the fatal shot.
Did
and
you?
That was the end of the.
Did you? Do you remember the part in there about the where they hid out in the cemetery, and when the incoming artillery rounds were coming in, and that he ended up in a grave that opened up with a corpse
I have to read this book.
that had been buried earlier.
Different parts. of
That
it.
I remember it vividly.
But that's probably that it seemed for me as you were talking about it, I'd had my mind blanked a couple times.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Anyway,
if y'all want to see it, by the way,
Hit Me is almost
if you want to see the movie on it, if you want to see the movie on it, it's out on Netflix right now.
Oh, good.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay, Peter, let's take a quick break. We'll get to you, and then if we have some calls after we get started here, so you can answer them, because hopefully there will be some questions out there, because you know what, people keep asking me questions. What's going on? I mean, am I stuck forever in what I've got now? Well, no, and maybe. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many more at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, Highway 24 in Richlands. Half-cut boneless ribeye loin is only $12.99 a pound. Boneless strip loin is only $8.99 a pound. 12 ounce regular or thick Walton sliced bacon, $2.99. Whole bottom rounds is $3.79 a pound. Sweet blueberries are only $2.99 a pint, and you get 1 pound of fresh strawberries for just $2.99. Enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. Dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. Country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli, and is home to the famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast-friendly pharmacy located inside the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Highway 24, Richlands. Remember, say big with the pig.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Today, 346-4311.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
We're back, and Peter Wright's in the studio with us. He's our Medicare, Medicaid specialist. I haven't gotten a lot of phone calls lately saying, hey, you need to get signed up for it. And it's too late now, Bubba.
No, but I had somebody call me a
That's
couple
right.
weeks ago wanting your phone number. I can't remember who it was. I gave him your phone number.
Oh, thank you.
But anyway, yeah, it's things are kind of quieted down right now, right? People who were eligible and the masses, let's put it that way, who were eligible to make changes, has dwindled to right now. But there are people you can still work with because of certain situations, right?
That's right. Yeah. So the open enrollment season is over. So now it's just people that are turning 65, people getting Medicare for the first time, maybe due to disability. That's another reason. Anybody that's losing employer health insurance, maybe they've been working till age 67 and now they're losing their health insurance from work, and I can help them then sign up for a Advantage plan or supplement plan. Or something has changed in your low income subsidy, your extra help. You've either gained it or you've lost it, the extra help. And the same with Medicaid. Maybe you've lost that or you've gained getting Medicaid. And then that also gives you a special election period if you have Medicare to be able to enroll into a plan also. And of course, if you're moving from one county, from a different county to Onslow, or going from county to county, or from a different state to here. So,
now, if you're going within a state, for instance, you're moving from Craven County. Well, let's don't take Craven because I think there are some differences there. But if another county that has basically the same provisions that Onslow County offers, can you still make changes there?
Yes, anytime you move from one county to another, you can make a change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if it's pretty much the same provider or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's based on the fact you've moved. You've
just period.
Moved, and so you're able to, because most counties have differences. I think I don't know if we are I think we're the same as, no, we're not the same as Carteret County. They don't have, we may be the same as Craven. Yeah, I think we may be
Could
the same
be.
as
Okay.
Craven.
So anyway, but even if you want to keep your same plan and you move, you still got an option in the other county.
Yeah.
But if you're moving from another county to here, and maybe the option that you had in your other county or another state is not available to you when you move to Onslow County, you've got to make a change, right?
Then you've got to make a change.
Aha.
And also and people don't know this, most people aren't that interested if they already have an Advantage plan, but if they have an Advantage plan and it's not available in the new county in which you're moving to, you also have the opportunity to get a supplement plan as well with no medical underwriting.
Oh, really?
Which
Okay.
is pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, questions that need to be answered, so you can answer them for the people with their particular. Nobody's plans are exactly alike, I'm sure, right? You get so many different people with so many different circumstances.
Everybody's circumstances are different. Somebody may have really expensive drugs. Somebody may have no drugs. Somebody may be on extra help, or somebody's got VA or TRICARE, or it just depends on the situation. There's lots of ins and outs. Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of stuff in the news about CBD and CBD oils that are legal and whatever. You can get prescriptions for this stuff in various locations. Is that something that is covered by the Social Security Medicare plans, or do you know if it's a prescription?
I don't know. I'll have to find out about that. That's something that no one's ever asked me about. So,
well, I
that's
have now.
interesting. You have
Not
now.
that I want it, but
I'll find out and get back to you on it.
But there are a lot of individuals in our area that are using it, and they have prescriptions for it. I'm just wondering if Social Security would cover it for us. It's your Advantage plan.
You know what? I did have somebody that was using some drugs like that, I think, up in Wilson County, and they were covered under a dual complete plan. And they didn't seem to be on the formulary, but they got all the drug, everything they needed at no cost. So
okay,
I think that there may well be an opportunity there for people to be able to get it through the plans.
Okay, so if you guys are in that mood, and you're in that mode, you may want to talk with Peter, and we'll get some more information about where Peter is. You can't go visit him right now where he normally hooks up, because during the non-open enrollment period, which is now until sometime in probably October. He's still doing it. You can reach him by phone. He'll meet you. He'll talk with you. He'll show you what the opportunities are. So hang in there. You're live and local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM. WSME. Fox News is now.
SME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. An occupied building and an on-campus encampment are cleared out, and nearly 100 protesters were arrested at Columbia University in New York. Los Angeles police are on campus at UCLA.
This began when hundreds of pro-Israel supporters took on the anti-Israel protesters and tried to dismantle their encampment. Flashbang, signs of pepper spray, fireworks being set off. There are some reports that ambulances arrived.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson jurors at former President Trump's trial in New York hear testimony from attorney Keith Davidson. Fox's Shannon Bream.
He's talking about how deals came together for Karen McDougal with AMI, that publisher of the National Enquirer. And the language was essentially that they had the rights to any romantic or physical relationship that she'd had with a married man. Keith Davidson on the stand has testified that he understood that to be Donald Trump.
America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
Okay, we're back live and local, and I just had a question there, and Peter's looking puzzled. He's got something else he's got to find out. So,
well, I'm not quite sure on the question, but
over the counter drugs, people with the
can you get it with over the counter?
Should be able to.
Now I got something that I take regularly. It's one of those OTCs, over the counter. It's something called Nexium, and if I got a prescription for it, I could get it paid for with a deductible that amounts to the same amount that I can buy it over the counter for. So I can buy it over the counter. Is that one of those things that I can, or do you know Nexium?
You'd have to try it.
Okay.
Try it and see what happens. See if it will work on your over-the-counter card.
I haven't even signed up for an over-the-counter card.
And one of the reasons I say that is I think that the companies have cut back in the last, at least one of the companies has cut back in the last month on what you can get on over-the-counter compared to what you could before.
Really?
Yeah. Why
would they do that? I thought that was one of their selling points.
I think that there was a whole discussion about it in Congress about where money was being spent and so on. And I think either it's because of part of that or it's cost reduction or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But I haven't. I've heard that from customers or from one customer, but I haven't looked into it myself yet, so I don't want to say what it is.
Okay.
But that's what I've heard there.
We'll have to take a look at that. Okay, now you're not at the Walmart right now. During this period of time, during the unenrollment period, the non-enrollment period of time, re-enrollment, whatever they call it, you're still available though, right?
So people can call me at 252-373-4056. That's 252-373-4056. Or you can go to foxfoxplans.com. That's my website. I can meet you if you would like to meet me face to face at your home or in a McDonald's or somewhere similar like that. Or I can help you over the phone. We can do it multiple different ways.
Okay, cool. Well, that's good. Now, your services, you get paid by companies. You don't get paid by the people, right?
Yeah, it doesn't cost anybody anything.
So you're basically a paid consultant for them. So that's good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So there's no difference. There's no difference in the charge to you if you ask me to help.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. That's good. So we've already covered what are the other things that people can do just in case they have they have a change in their lives right now. That's the big question. So you can still give Peter a call. That number again is 252-373-4056. Card problems. You said down here you're
Yes.
not having a dental card or any card at all, that you're having some people with problems.
Yeah, I've had some people call me up, quite a number, 4 or 5 people phone me up. Maybe they're at the dentist and they don't have a dental card and they're wondering what they should do. And so I've been able to help them there. But basically, make sure that you've got a dental card. If you're on a Blue Cross plan, for instance, there's a separate Liberty dental card that's issued by Blue Cross. And I'm pretty certain that it's you can still use your member number from your Blue Cross card, and it may have a -01 added on the end of it.
Most dentists will know what it is, the folks there at the companies.
Well, I've had phone calls and they haven't known. So yeah. So mine is my member ID number from my Blue Cross card with a -01 on the end of it. Now, other companies, they probably don't have a separate dental card, so you're probably okay with that. But if you don't have a card, then you need to get hold of member services. And of course, if I've signed you up, you can give me a call and I can look up your number for you, so you can at least tell the dentist right then and there what the number is, so you can go ahead with your appointment.
And the dentists have experts right in their office. All they got to do is punch that sucker in and they'll find out very quickly.
That should solve the problem. That's what's happened there. So just my main thing would be just make sure that you've got your member card. If you've got a Blue Cross plan, you need a Liberty dental card as well. If you've got any plan, and I'm not talking Blue Cross, I'm talking other companies, you've got any plan that maybe has extra benefits, then you want to make sure you've got that card as well. So some people with extra help have got a plan that provides them with some extra benefits, and that you want to make sure you've got that card. That's a separate card.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm signed up for a service over at one of the local gyms here, but somehow or another, I don't have a card as yet. I've got to call the company to get the card up, apparently. I thought all I had to do was wait once I signed up. But no, you got to call. You got to call them to get it.
I've tried doing that online and I'm not having any luck, but you said there was an app that you can download?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wayward's like, no.
And actually,
because I'm having the worst time trying to sign up for these benefits that I get for free. And every time I try to go online and register, it keeps saying that that I'm not real, whatever.
It depends on the company that you're with, and it depends on what they do on that. I'm not sure. I'm looking at the Blue Cross one because I've got a Blue Cross plan myself.
Let me just download it.
And let's see, I may not be able to do over-the-counter stuff on here, but I can do various things. I can.
Well, you're not helping me.
No, I'm.
No, I'm just picking.
But I am. It does give you some info about the things that you can do, like for instance.
Oh, it's got Silver Fit on there. Right.
Silver
Yeah.
Fit.
Oh, well, that's not
Silver
you
and
anyway.
Fit.
You're
Silver,
not
that's like
Blue
silver
Cross.
sneaker. Silver means old.
That's
Silver
right.
alert.
So it tells you can look up providers and you can print an ID card. So here we were just talking about that. If you download the Blue Cross, for instance, if you download an app to your phone, which is pretty simple to do. Yeah, if I can do it, everyone else should be able to do it. And then you can view, print, or download a digital ID card. You can check what services are covered by the plan. You can manage your plan, things like that. So you can do. You can view your claims and explanation of benefits. So it gives you some opportunities. It doesn't do the over-the-counter, like you said. You'll need to call them about that.
I'm going to call that number today and see if I can get, because every time I go in there to register for the OTC benefits and stuff. It keep telling me there is no such account as yours. I'm just about done with it. So I'm going to call. I'll give you a report.
Okay. And now my wife has got an Aetna plan, and with her account, she's been, and I'm talking as a consumer now, with her account, I don't think there was a way to get an app on the phone, but she didn't do that, but she got it on her computer, and she's able to do even more than what I've said here with the
Good,
plan.
because
So it's pretty cool.
apps, this telephone, look how small that little screen is there. This is my small computer.
Yeah.
I need something. I need a phone this big if I'm going to be able to do that kind of stuff with apps. So I need to have websites that I can access.
Everything I do is by an app.
I don't do it on the phone. That's a telephone. Say hello.
They're not telephones anymore.
Do you get phone calls on it?
Yes,
It's a telephone.
I can also take pictures with it. It's a
That
camera
doesn't make
too.
it a camera. I can take cameras with I can take pictures with my camera. That
I
doesn't
can
make
order
it.
groceries with it.
I can take.
It's a grocery
I
shopper.
can take pictures with my camera, but I can't make a telephone call with my camera. Is it a telephone?
Well, look, I can keep up with the Big Rock during the tournament.
I can too, right here on the computer.
There's no convincing him. No.
It just ties up the
I don't know
phone.
what this app is. I didn't download those.
See,
I must say, my friends were from England when we had that wedding. Alarmed because in England you're not allowed to have your phone loose in your car, so you can hold it and see where you. So I have navigation on here, so I can.
Right.
It tells me where speed traps are, and it tells me the way to go various places and so on. And if you've got that in England, you've got to have it hard on your dash. You're not allowed to hold it in your hand or whatever. Now I normally just keep mine on my leg, and if I because I normally never weigh where I'm going, but if I need to look, I hold it up at within my line of sight. So I'm looking at the road, and I got the phone there, so I can see where the next place to turn is. And that in England is totally illegal. So,
Well, I have fortunately the features on my truck that I can do GPS on my truck and navigation without having to use the phone. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, mine's a bit older than that.
In 1960s, they don't make them like they do today.
Well, yeah, but you can get a GPS that you can put it there anyway. I don't use the built-in GPS on any vehicle that I'm in. First of all, it's like after it gets a couple, 3 years old, you can't update the maps on it. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They don't allow it.
No, these aren't built in. This is all done by Current Web. Yes.
Well, those made in 2017, I know you cannot get updated mapping on them.
Oh no, no. It's just everything nowadays is done by web services to where you get the most
probably
updates.
unless you pay for it.
Yeah, well, no, you can't even get it at the dealer.
Sorry,
because the dealer used to do it, but you can't get it at the dealer anymore.
Wow.
So, but mine, I don't have that. I mean, it's in my Jeep, but I don't use it. Because I can't make it do what I want it to do anyway.
Yeah.
So I use the other one. I use my standalone, and it works great.
But
and
those are the ones you have to update.
and I can update that right from this computer anytime I want
Yeah,
to.
but
It
see,
takes
anything
seconds.
you go through, like your phone or like the app I have on my truck, that's all up to date.
Mhm.
So you don't have to worry about updating. It updates
I
automatically.
just don't like them. I got a computer right here. It'll do it all. Anything else you can talk with us about?
Yeah. So one thing I'd recommend people do, just so they got all the information at their fingertips, is to get hold of whichever carrier your plan is with, and ask them to send you the evidence of coverage for your plan. That gives you all the information about all the rules and all the information that you need to know about what you're covered for. That can be particularly helpful. If you get ill and you want to check something up, you can look that up there. I've had questions and I've found the answer there and haven't been able to find it anywhere else. Also, a copy of a formulary. That's a list of drugs. Because if you're looking at, changing a drug or looking for a different type of insulin drug or whatever, then it's really good having a formulary list so you can show your doctor and say, look, I'm covered for these drugs on this plan. Yeah, what else can we try?
There you go. I like that. That's a good idea.
And then you can also ask for a catalog for the over-the-counter items. So, and ask for that to be sent to you so you can order online if you want. Most people like doing it at a pharmacy, but that is one thing you can do.
Or at Sam's.
I've got a lady who's half blind and she doesn't get out of her house much. And that's what, she has a catalog at her house.
Okay. Now, these over-the-counter drugs, when you go into a place like your pharmacy or like Sam's, where you can buy the OTCs on the big counters there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just take it up to the counter and they honor the card, or do you have to file it to get the money back?
No, you use your card and
right there.
Take some money out of the,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, we got to talk. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, Peter.
Wow.
And we'll see you, next month?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds like a winner.
Well,
So
thank you.
You guys get your questions together. If you got any questions, if you got any thoughts about, hey, what should I do this summer? Because, come September, I'm going to start getting bombarded. In October, open enrollment starts. So I need to be wise before that time gets here, right?
Yeah, it helps to be prepared. But of course, 1st of October is when we are allowed to start talking about the new plans. That's
Sure.
the first time we're allowed to talk about them, unless you're in a specific plan and you've got your notice of annual notice of changes, ANUC it's called. And then you can phone me up about that. You'll probably get that in September, sometime around there. And I can answer questions then if you've got that already on what's happening with your plan. But I can't really tell you about the new plans till the 1st of October.
But if you get between now and then, if you get your doctor, get all the doctors that you're going to see or you are seeing or that you might, any specialists that are out there, if you've got a cardiac issue, for instance, that you have to see cardiologists on a regular basis, diabetes or anything else, dental, if you got dental plans, you need to check what's available in Onslow County in case I have to have a root canal that my dentist cannot do, that my dentist who's covered by the plan cannot do, or other procedures that my dentist cannot do. Are there other dentists in this area that are okay under this plan? You need to find out what the potential is for you to have various things. Implants. What does your insurance company cover on implants, for your dental implants? I'm talking about, y'all. Get your mind out of the gutter. But find out what's covered by that. The little things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
and have that ready. And so when the time comes, you'll be wise enough and have enough information to pass along to Peter, and he can help you out.
And I will say that these plans, they've got I don't normally come across a doctor problem. Most doctors are in the networks, so it's hasn't been much of an issue.
But you might want to check with, in case you do a chiropractic care or something similar to that.
Yeah.
It may be covered, but that particular doctor may not cover it. So got to check into that as well. Peter, thank you, sir.
Thank you, as always.
All right.
Great to see you again.
Yeah, great to be here.
Let's take a break and do a little weather when we come back. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
Whatever you do, you don't want to forget Sunday, May 12th. Why, you ask? Because Sunday, May 12th is Mother's Day. Since 1950, and being Jacksonville's oldest jeweler, Bryn Mawr Jewelers has celebrated mothers, grandmothers, and even great-grandmothers for 74 years. Wow. Being a mother is the hardest job in the world. And in honor of this special occasion, Bryn Mawr Jewelers, located at 1136 Western Boulevard next to Sam's Club, invites you to their beautiful showcase to check out their special and unique selection of fine diamonds, pearls, emeralds, rings, mother's rings, beautiful watches, and bracelets. And if you prefer, Bryn Mawr Jewelers will gladly design a custom piece just for you. Make mom feel extra special this Mother's Day. with a gift from Bryn Mawr Jewelers. Family owned and operated for 74 years. Happy Mother's Day from the Queen of Diamonds, Lisa Lutz Keys and Luke Keys of Bryn Mawr Jewelers. Phone 910-455-2994. Online at brynmarjewelers.com.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint and maintain, power wash, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. Marine forecasts. Maybe you are not aware of it. A lot of you are not. The number of cases of depression and anxiety have been on the rise since 2017. For the past 7 years, there have been every year more cases of anxiety or depression. And young people, even preteens today, are experiencing depression more than ever before. I don't know about you, but it's alarming to me. Perhaps you or someone you know has issues with either depression or anxiety, and they might not even know it. They might not know what's causing their issues. I could understand that. Maybe there should be some symptoms out there that we could look at and say, yeah, that's me. Maybe I need to see somebody. Well, don't wait any longer. If you've got any concerns whatsoever, you can check with the staff at Community Prevention Services. They can help, and they're eager to do so. The quality, confidential counseling they provide, you cannot believe it. You won't believe it. You'll be happy. If you're between 7 and 100, and even if you're over 100, according to the staff, they'll help you. Call them today. Don't wait any longer. 353-0972. Community Prevention Services, they're located on Henderson Drive, 918 Henderson to be exact. That number again, 910-353-0972. Offshore conditions today. You're going to kind of like the next few days. There may be some spits of rain in between here, some shower here or a shower there, but it's not going to be locked in solid. Southwesterly winds offshore today, 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. Wave detail, pretty nice, 3-footers from the south at about 5 seconds. Easterly later on today, 2-footers at 12 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop tomorrow. Northeasterly winds 5 to 10, seas around 2 feet. Wave detail tomorrow. The waves are going to be out of the south at 2 feet. Nice, 5 seconds apart. Then they'll get quieter, calm down to 1-footers out of the east at 10 seconds apart. You won't even recognize those as waves, will you? Adjacent sounds and rivers, a light chop. Patchy fog around dawn tomorrow. Northerly Friday around 5 knots. If you notice here, there are going to be light winds this week, becoming easterly in the afternoon, seas only 2 feet. Wave detail southeasterly, 1 foot at 5 seconds, and then easterly, 1 foot at 11 seconds. Sounds and rivers flat, increasing to a light chop in the afternoon. Surf temperatures, for those of you who want to know, along Oslo Bay, 68 degrees, and a little bit above 68 right now. Offshore, it's about 70 degrees. You need to go grab your fishing poles, get some Clark spoons together, get your boat, and head for the Atlantic Ocean. Fresh Spanish mackerels for dinner cannot be beat.
Sounds like fun. And today we have a 50% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny with a high near 81. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 9 p.m. Patchy fog after 3 a.m. Partly cloudy with a low around 61. Thursday, patchy fog before 8 a.m. The day will be mostly sunny with a high near 84. Thursday night, mostly clear, a low around 60. And Friday will be mostly sunny with a high near 86.
910-333-0139. Get your fingers ready to do the walking and the talking. 910-333-0139. Week number 3. And the first thing in the Donald Trump trial.
Money.
Finds the judge finding him in contempt for 9 occasions when the judge says Trump violated the gag order that he had imposed. Trump was fined a grand total of $1,000 per violation. That's $9,000 he's got to pay. And the judge pretty much promised the defendant that if he continued violating his orders, future punishments could include a little bit of time behind the bars. That's not where Donald Trump wants to be.
Get that checkbook out.
First thing from Trump, he accuses the judge of election interference, claiming that not being able to defend himself to the voters while all of the prosecution's allegations are broadcast and printed day after day after day.
He's got a point.
No way to rebut them, right? No way to counter those allegations. Trump's claims of interference carry a little weight. At least that's the way I'm seeing it when looking at the big picture. Not until the defense is able to present countering arguments will the public see the other side. Will the damage be done as far as the election is concerned by then? That's what Trump is arguing. Every day that goes by without me being able to get out there and say something, to run my mouth, to do what I do best, sees me possibly losing ground. Is that what this judicial process is all about? That's my question. That's Trump's question too. Other people are asking the same thing. Is this anything but a political deal? I don't know.
I'm still saying that if they're trying to base this on the fact that he used campaign funds to pay off this hush money, et cetera, that would be a Federal Elections Commission violation. And the FEC has already said they found no cause to go after him for that. So why is the state doing this?
In any courtroom, for those of you who do not spend time there, do not watch TV, have never seen Perry Mason, everyone is under the direct control of the judge. Sometimes judges can get the big head, of course. Been in courtrooms when that happened, especially in big cases. In this case, I can understand why this judge would like to keep this trial on a path without a lot of outlandish claims and comments from either side. But again, I can see why more and more folks are being polarized, not as willing to wait for all of the evidence before forming opinions one way or the other. In reality, that's the way it is in most criminal cases, most big cases. Seldom does the general public get an idea of what the whole truth is because they get information in bits and pieces. And then they form their own opinion. The prosecution gets to put up evidence, support a state's case first, evidence that can be challenged by evidence. But honestly, unless you are Perry Mason, is that evidence discredited? Not until the defense can present its side of the case, sometimes involving testimony from the defendant, and it can show a different possibility that the defendant isn't really guilty. Sometimes it's a matter of a point of law. one that the defense challenges, often where a claim that whatever evidence the prosecution has introduced does not really show a violation of the law at all. That's what's going on right now. In the Trump case, the defense is trying to put forth the notion that what the prosecution is alleging isn't even a violation of the law that he's prosecuting. A quirk, maybe? I don't know. At any rate, still keeping an open but jaded mind, generally not believing everything that both sides have claimed, both in and out of the courtroom. That's me.
The whole thing is peculiar. They botched it to begin with, and Trump's not helping himself.
No,
by
not at all.
Running his mouth. Yesterday, I didn't see where he made. I had that channel on one of my computers yesterday, and the only thing you ever see is when he comes out to speak before the people, and I never saw him do that yesterday. So,
well, $9,000
$9,000
will, tell you that. Wow, maybe is it worth me $1,000 opening my mouth?
And that judge does not cater to arrogance now.
No,
Let me tell you,
no judge should.
He's not playing.
This is his courtroom. He's got to maintain a certain degree of decorum. Otherwise, it gets out of hand, out of control, and the evidence gets tainted in all areas. I understand that. And if Trump, this is a really weird situation. You got a guy running for president, running for any public office, and he's being tried in a courtroom, tried by the public.
Right, exactly.
The prosecution can present all of the evidence that it wants, but until it's discredited by a defense team, then it remains at the forefront of everyone's mind. And to get it out of the forefront of everyone's mind is a tough thing to do. We understand that. How fair is it when you're running for election? Now, at the end, the end picture, the defense and the prosecution will be judged equally by 12 people who have sat through all of this for all of this period of time, whatever it amounts to be. In any courtroom, the 12 people on the jury will be listening to both sides and equally. They will give equal weight in the jury deliberation room to both sides. It's standard. But in the area of public opinion, the damage can be done. In Trump's case, I'm not sure it's damage to Trump.
Well, it seems like every time he gets charged or something, he gets more money. Fundraisers start, people start donating.
Fundraisers are there, but that doesn't mean you're not going to be found guilty. And if you're found guilty by these 12 people, what does that do? Sets up an appeal, number one, obviously, which would never be heard before the trial, before the election.
Well, election interference refers to any efforts aimed at altering the outcome of an election.
That's the definition of it.
Election interference include electoral fraud, vote buying. So those are just some of
those are the provable things.
Where does this begin and end with the Trump case?
How much in this case does Trump's allegation that this is election interference, and how much does that carry weight?
Well, electoral fraud involves the illegal manipulation of the election process, such as tampering. Did he do that? Did he tamper with ballots?
With evidence?
Or voter registration?
No. Okay. Got a caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Mike from Jacksonville. How y'all doing?
Hello, Michael. We're doing fine. What's up?
All right. I wanted to point out a couple things.
Okay.
The gag order is narrow to Trump or anyone speaking about the jurors, the judge, and a couple other people. That's what he was actually found guilty of.
The families and the jury.
Exactly. Yes.
All that sort of good stuff.
It's not that he can't talk about the case. So the mischaracterization saying that he can't defend himself is false on his face.
You're right.
Well, let me give you to it from my point of view there. The way Trump operates, he cannot make a statement without accusing the judge, the prosecution, stay away from the relatives. Yeah, but that's a character issue, but that's his method of operating. Always has been, always will be. To gag him, to stop him from operating the way he's always operated, that's where Trump says this gag issue, this gag order is interfering with my ability to campaign the way that I campaign. I can see him understanding that way. I can see him feeling that way.
So to say that the man that was a former head of state has no discernment as far as being an adult, I mean, he gotta have some accountability at some point. You know, if you want equal justice under the law, it should apply to him as well. He should have been in jail by now with all non-violations that he was found guilty of.
What violations was he found guilty
I
of?
think he's been found guilty
He was
yet.
found of 9 of 10 of the gag orders that they brought before the judge, and 4 more that's going to be decided coming this Thursday.
There were 9 of 14, I think, that the prosecution brought forward.
Yeah.
But
And
the
4 more is
the
gonna be
judge rolled him in contempt. That's not found guilty. That's a
you're
ruling.
found- it's a criminal offense under the law.
Contempt of court.
Contempt of court.
Mhm.
He's found in contempt of court. He can be jailed. He can be fined. He can be told to shut up and sit down and don't do it again.
Yes. So I mean, at some point, if people out there complaining, I'm not saying you guys, because I watch you guys daily, but if people out there complaining that he's being treated unfairly, I mean, I say that he's given way more leeway than any other normal person out there, because the fact that they don't want any issues to be brought up on appeal, because you're automatically going to appeal.
It's going to be appealed. If he's found guilty, it's going to be appealed.
Yeah.
It's going to go on forever.
I mean, it's either, he can't have his cake and eat it too. He got to behave himself, be an adult, and do the right thing.
That's the way we would like to see his personality. I'm not judging him on his personality because I don't care for his personality at all. That's beside the point. I'm just on what he has said here. He's making an allegation that the judge and the rulings, not the judge himself, but the rulings are election interference. From my point of view, he will say, from my point of view, I cannot get out there and campaign the way I was campaigning before all of this trial started. I cannot get out there and do that. And that's the way I campaign. Then how can you not consider this election interference?
I'm pretty sure he has plenty of smart people that can parse his words to not include attacking judges.
He does
attacking jurors.
He does not allow. I doubt. My point right in the beginning. Why don't you have somebody appointed, your sons, your daughter-in-law, somebody credible to get up there? But they cannot campaign for him. There is nobody on God's green earth that can campaign like he does.
He has plenty of supporters. He has plenty of surrogates that can speak for him.
Speak,
but for him all the time. So,
well, they can write words down and hand them out, but that's not going to be the same thing as him up there in front of a group of people campaigning. We all know that. We got another caller here. We got to run. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it, Mike. Good morning. Who's this?
Yes, this is Bill calling back about this all stuff with Trump.
Uh-oh. Did you go away? Bill? You just dropped. Hello, Bill.
And we have somebody on the second line too.
He's on the second line.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Bill. Where are you? Oh, now
he's calling back.
Guess he's gone. Call back on line number 1. Bill, is that you again?
Hello.
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 Hey, who's this?
This is Steve.
Oh,
hello,
hey.
Steve. I'm fine.
I knew you'd be calling.
We're playing phone tag here with Bill.
Yeah, I was listening to that. I figured that maybe I'll try and slide in between his calls there.
Yes. What's up?
I was just listening to your commentary this morning and talking about, Trump and if these prosecutions are interfering with the election.
That wasn't a commentary. That was some questions. That's all I've got are questions.
Well, I'm sorry, not commentary. I misspoke, but the conversation. I tell you, what's the alternative for them to ignore if Trump broke the law?
You and I got the same question. I don't know what in the Sam Hill I would do.
Well, I mean, to me, I would look at when these prosecutions first, started rolling. And it was before he announced he was going to be, run for president. And there's a clear argument to be made that he stepped into the presidential arena early use this for cover to be able to make this argument.
So just back up on that a little bit. He started campaigning on January 21st, 2021. He made the announcements, basically. The word was, are you going to run again? Yeah, pretty much. You're going to see me again. I'm going to be back.
I agree. I would agree that he was already being groomed for that, but he didn't officially announce it because the RNC was paying his legal bills, and they told him they would stop paying his legal bills when he announced it.
Yeah, well,
so that's why he waited so long and came out with that weird statement from Mar-a-Lago saying, "I'm going to run for president now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a certain time procedure, and I don't know it. Lee knows more about it than I do, that you can make an announcement. But the minute you make an announcement, there are certain things that you have to start doing that you don't have to do if you haven't quite announced.
The minute you take a dime or spend a dime, you've got to file your campaign finance reports, and then you're good to go.
Right. But, like I say, if they have evidence he's committed a crime, to ignore it because he's running for president, that would be election interference as well. So I would say that if let the processes run their course, and if his criminality or his actions cause him to lose the election, then that's on him. That's not on the courts.
I would rather the public have a clean, clear view of him. And I don't know how it can be done without people going to say this is election interference, or we didn't get the full facts. We have been tainted, or other people have been tainted. They have had their minds changed because they have not heard from Donald Trump yet. And all we know is that he's been gagged, and he can't get out there and campaign the way he used to.
Well, honestly, you got to take what they say with a grain of salt. He had this past weekend off, and he went golfing. He didn't go campaigning. So if he's got time to play golf, he's got time to campaign. So that really, blows holes in his argument. Just like we're going to see his son graduate, that's a very admirable thing to do, but he's got 5 children, and he didn't go to the first 4's graduation, to their high school or their college graduation. So, he's the kind of person that just, cries foul at every turn, regardless of the situation. And we can probably all agree on that. He never is wrong. He never loses. Everybody else is either he won or they cheated. With Alvin Bragg, we've talked about him being politically motivated, and I've thought about that a lot since we said that. And I believe you're probably right that he's politically motivated, but if you unpack that, for it to be politically advantage to him, he has to win. And if y'all remember when he first came into office, that prosecution was wrapped up with a little bow waiting for him, and he refused to move forward on it. And people were saying that he was a Trump plan at that time, and he even had 2 prosecutors resign because he wouldn't immediately move forward with this prosecution. He went back through it with a fine-tooth comb before he put his name on it. So even if he's politically motivated, I think it's a case of you don't take a swing at the king and miss. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the whole thing this morning is with Donald Trump, man, he's always trying to manipulate what reality is.
Okay. Let me,
instead of just calling it like it is, he tries to make it what he wants it to be.
We're going to have to take a break, but let me just make one point. When I say things like, I think the man was politically motivated or is politically motivated or whatever, I do not think the man is, in his mind, is politically motivated to advance his position in, the particular job he's doing by a win or a loss. If he loses, then obviously no big deal. He's still the district attorney, right? But if he wins, he might find some political advantage there. I really don't see it so much. But what I do see is if, regardless of the political motivation, is to make sure that Donald Trump is not elected president, whether I win or whether I lose the case, my political motivations are to make sure he is not elected president. I don't know who's driving that, whether it's him or whether it's, obviously there are political motivations, including with you, to make sure Donald Trump does not get elected president.
It just seems like it would make more sense if the case of what you're saying was true, that he would have not went through it with a fine-tooth comb. He would have just picked it up and went with it right out the gate.
Well, it was
wrapped up like a bow. He had prosecutors resign because he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It seems to me like, and if he loses, he will be the first DA to charged a former president and lost.
Yeah.
And that will be a political disadvantage to him.
He'll still be in the history books.
But he'll be in the history books.
That's right.
And everybody will judge Trump as guilty even if he loses. Not everybody, but a significant chunk of America will judge him guilty.
Yeah, I tell you, the act of paying these women for what he done, why does that not matter to us? Why is that like something that's just perfectly okay morally?
Got to look at the charges and find out what it is. Morally, that's decided at the voting booth.
Right, but I'm just saying, as Americans, why are we okay with this guy that is a womanizer and cheated on his wife and had to pay off these women?
Again,
so that they
you want to go back through history? You okay with John F. Kennedy?
Mm-hmm.
You okay with Dwight D. Eisenhower and having an affair with his Jeep driver, a female, during World War II? Then gets to be president. You okay with
that?
But
I'm not okay with any of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a fact of life. That's what happens, right?
I'd like to say it just you get my point.
Yeah, I do. I don't have to like it. I not your points. I mean, I don't have to like what's going on. But anyway, we gotta move on.
Thanks for giving me some time. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too. You're live and local, Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
WSME.
Have you gotten your Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience until 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158. Mother's Day is Sunday, May 12th, in case you forgot. So make a mother in your life feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. All Mother's Day jewelry is reduced 30% off, and you are guaranteed to find a perfect Mother's Day gift at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Barnes Diamond Gallery has a lovely selection of earrings, pendants, bracelets, necklaces, watches, and mother's rings to choose from. In addition, Barnes Diamond Gallery has loose diamonds, emeralds, Store jeweler Barnes Diamond Gallery can custom design a special and unique piece just for you. Being family owned and operated for 40 years, many of our area's mothers and grandmothers grew up with Barnes Diamond Gallery. So why not remember them this Mother's Day, Sunday, May 12th, with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 421 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Remember, Barnes Diamond Gallery pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Happy Mother's Day from Barnes Diamond Gallery.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville. Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
You know, we're going to do a real quick story here. Then we got to take another break because we're running behind time, are we? Yep, we are. People in Eastern Carolina city, you ready? Soon be allowed to consume an alcoholic beverage in a designated area once a social district is officially in place. I've never heard of a social district. Kinston City Council met to discuss and vote on final details within the proposed social district. Yesterday afternoon, the council made a unanimous final vote in favor of the social district ordinance that they plan will be in place Monday through Sunday from 10 a.m. until 11 p.m. The social district will be within a designated 6-block area of downtown. In other words, I guess if the ABC Commission approves it, that you will be able to go anywhere within that 6-block area of downtown and drink.
Yes.
Does that mean the streets too? Kinston Mayor Pro Tem Antonio Hardy says they're aiming for a July 3rd launch date, perfect, right, for the social district, which would be just in time for the city's 4th of July celebration.
How about that?
Huh. Hopefully they'll get it passed by the ABC, he said. The city must now submit the proposal social district request to the ABC Commission for the final approval. The city says once the social district is approved, they'll begin putting up signage to alert people about where the designated area is. If approved, Kinston will also join other cities in the east like Greenville and Washington that have a social district in place. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I think I hope it works out for them, but a lot of places are doing it now. I think Swansboro tried, but I think that was voted down. Mike, if you're listening, correct me.
Yeah.
But I think that was voted down. Of course, we have no place in Jacksonville for anything like that. So
you're live and local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME. The best deal for Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. to Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solidtech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it. The Cub Cadet Ultimate Sales Event is here. Now through May 18th, save on select Cub Cadet lawnmowers, including both gas and battery-powered zero-turns and lawn tractors. The Cub Cadet Ultimate Series, which includes both lap bar and steering wheel models with heavy-duty mowing decks available in a variety of sizes designed to deliver a premium cut. And Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Don't wait. The Ultimate Sales Event ends May 18th. Head to Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and excellent service. Offer valid 4/14/24 through 5/18/24. Participating Cub Cadet dealers and online at cubcadet.com. Prices may vary by retailer, may not be combined with any other discount or offer. Does not apply to prior purchases. Other restrictions apply. Void where prohibited.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials for many, many more. A locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, Main Street in downtown Maysville. Half cut, boneless ribeye loin, $12.99 a pound. 12-ounce regular or thick Gwaltney sliced bacon is only $2.99. Whole bottom round is only $3.79 a pound. Sweet blueberries, $2.99 a pint. About a 1 pound fresh strawberry package for just $2.99. Fresh leg quarters sold in a 10-pound bag are only 59 cents a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store in downtown Maysville on Main Street. Over in produce, Halo mandarins are only $4.99 a bag. Genuine Vidalia onions, you get a 3-pound bag for $3.99. Sweet, $1.99 a pint. Honey Crisp Western apple, $9 a pound. Remember, that's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store in downtown Maysville, where good things cost less. Remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local. Real 97.1 WSME.
Okay, Nick, we're back here. We're back local. The Department of Homeland Security, you guys know all about them. They've got some data that's been revealed that shows more than 45 cities in the United States where hundreds of thousands of migrants have flown into via this parole program, 4 nationalities, with the vast majority entering the U.S. via airports in Florida. Okay. During an 8-month period from January through August of last year, 200,000 migrants flew into the U.S. via the program. Of those, 80%, 161,000 arrived in the state of Florida in 4 cities: Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Tampa Bay.
Chris.
There are 45 cities. None of them are in North Carolina that I have found where the vast majority of these folks have come into. The program allows Haitians, Nicaraguans, Cubans, I think there's one more, Venezuelans, I believe. Anyway, there are 4 different countries that they can come from. 30,000 people per month into the United States. It allows for migrants to receive work permits and a 2-year authorization to live here.
Yikes.
And was announced alongside an expansion of Title 42 expulsions to include those nationalities by the end of February this year. More than 400,000 nationals had arrived under the parole program. 400,000. We've got them here. Wow. Let's see. Who do we have? We got a caller? Good morning. Who's this?
It's Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Good wow, Rayford. Good wow. Just wanted to, good morning to both of you. Just want to let everybody reminder that the Onslow County Board of Education budget meeting workshop is
Just
this
got the
morning at 9 o'clock.
notification. Yep.
And it's, you can view it live on YouTube, like you can
Yes.
view your show live on YouTube. I know we're short on time, so I'll leave it at that and call back tomorrow with some interesting things.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that,
Yes.
Chris.
Speaking of
always.
the Board of Education, I don't think we have enough time to go into it now, but they have partnered with I Love You Guys, a foundation that helps keep schools safe through different programs.
Mhm.
It started after 2 parents lost their daughter in school violence, not here. And all they got was a message, a text message that said, I love you guys. And now Onslow County schools are wanting to make sure that no parent ever has to go through that. The school district put together a training session to help improve and enforce safety in any type of emergency were to happen, from anything from a gas leak to a fire in the building. And we can talk more about it tomorrow, but it talks about how they go about reuniting the parents with the student, etc.
Oh, yeah. That's always a critical time. And
Yes.
too many parents showing up at a school during a crisis adds nothing but a problem to the people who are trying to bring things under control. It's a big issue. I too would be one of those, most likely,
Right.
head on down there, ready to fight if necessary, but to safeguard my kid, my grandkid, yeah, you betcha.
Right.
But
it's a
hopefully I
huge
would have
fear.
enough common sense to say, no, you know better, stupid. You know better.
It's a huge fear for a parent if your child was going through something at school, there was an emergency, and you didn't know what was going on, and you didn't have any contact, and you had to wait. You had to go sit in line to get into the school or whatever. So Onslow County schools are working with this, and we'll discuss it again. But kudos to them for what they do.
A reminder, 11 o'clock this morning, beginning at 11 and running through 6:30 this evening at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. I guess where that is. Richlands, y'all, on Highway 258, Highway /24, I guess it is. But anyway, it's in Richlands. Go to the Piggly Wiggly. You can buy a NOAA weather radio there. You can get it programmed for the county or counties that you like by the folks who will be there, including Donnie Cox, led by Donnie Cox, the chief meteorologist with WCTI. He will be there, and I will be there sometime about 5 o'clock, driving time for me.
I'm going earlier.
Yeah, well, I can't get there earlier. And that's in Richlands. And get on down there. Take your radios with you. Buy one. If you haven't got one, these NOAA weather radios, I keep telling y'all, they're important to get. You need one. We count on them. I count on them here, and they will alert you. And talk to Donnie Cox about why that 15 minutes or so before your phone goes off is extremely
I told you the
important.
last storms we had, I didn't get notifications till the next day.
There you go. You're live and local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is next at 10 o'clock as Rick Dees. Dose of the Daily D's at 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's going to be Hollywood. The man will be in the house. We'll see you in the morning.
WSM News, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The LAPD and California Highway Patrol on the campus of UCLA stopping a brawl between pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian protesters. It was 2 a.m.